the road with Alan Jackson for years, singing harmony. He can sing, higher in the clouds. Little bitty guy, not a lot of personality, and probably that didn't take him anywhere. You got to have some personality. You just need it, because we learned a long time ago, son, going to fanfare.
I love fanfare.
We went to fanfare in '84 for the first time, and our manager knew Razzie Bailey really well, and we went and at are you familiar with fanfare? Mm-hmm. What they do at fanfare, and we were excited and bewildered at the same time with what artists do, but it's different people. We have different personalities. We went there in '84 because Razzie had a booth there for the week, but he might come like Tuesday and Friday. Well, when he wasn't there, we would be there.
Yeah.
And you see all these people that mostly women, and if there's a man there, he came with his wife, because women are your ticket buyer, women are your record buyer. It's female. It just is. And still is.
They're where your bread and butter.
They're your bread and butter, the women. It's not the men. The men go where the women go. But we noticed how many people, and they would tell you also, these people save their money all year to come back next year. And 2 or 3 of them, they'd save their money and they'd get them or a hotel room with 2 beds and a cot. They'd all come from Idaho, and they get there and they spend the week seeing their country stars. Mm-hmm. You got to appreciate it. Mm-hmm. You got to, because I'm telling you, without them, there is no you. I don't care if you're Alan Jackson. Without them, there's no you.
Didn't you go to fanfare?
Yeah, I used to go up there. I was going later on after Christopher was got here. We was going in like 98, 99.
Yeah, that was way after us. But we found out from that, we were in Razzie's Bailey one year. We were in Lee Greenwood's booth the next year because we knew his people. When he wasn't there, then the next year we got our own booth and had it from there. But we discovered quickly that there'd be a line, because everybody that came through, we'd treat them all the same. I mean, we treated you right, and we would anyhow, because that's our personalities. But these people come through the line, and the line, I'm telling you, Brad, the line would be from here, that road out there, to see us.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
And they'll scoot up, and they'll come, and they'll buy a T-shirt, or they'll have you sign.
That's fanfare.
Oh, yeah.
That looks like
That's
John Ridge. Doesn't he look like John Ridge?
That's the last year.
It looks like John.
Racetrack.
Yeah, the one on the left or the right.
Well, the right.
He looks like John. I know John Ridge.
The last year at the racetrack, they moved it downtown. This was
and we were
Motor Speedway.
Yeah, we were still there when it was at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, these people kept coming, and we started noticing that these women would come through, and about 2 hours later, they came through again. About 4 hours later, they came through again. They would keep coming back through the same line.
And those lines were pretty long.
They needed the attention that you would give them.
Yeah.
And I thought, how would you not want to do that? And then there was artists that wouldn't come at all. They were artists that were already big. They'd have a booth, but it was to somebody to buy a picture or a T-shirt. Yeah. And I'm thinking, so we took the week off. No, we didn't. We made the week a fanfare. We went Monday through Friday, and we were there from 9 in the morning till 5 right after we left for lunch.
Yeah.
And we learned that those people they're your meat and taters. You treat them bad, you can't treat them bad. And yeah, we learned a lot from fanfare and got a lot of fans from that just by acting right.
Yeah.
Just by you've hoed this road.
The saddest thing that I seen that year right there was Vern Gosling.
Yeah.
He was in one of those booths. And we went up there and there was nobody standing around. Nobody. and he had already had a stroke.
Yeah.
And was sitting there trying to eat some little old somebody had chopped him up some cantaloupe and stuff. And then I believe he passed away something right after that. But to know how good that he was, I thought he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
You ought to watch that Val Kilmer documentary sometime.
I think I did.
Yeah, it's on.
I think I did.
Netflix
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one to watch him go from
Just
being this young, vital, incredible person to signing autographs and being sick. He's a pretty cool dude, though.
Cedar Bluff.
Are we shooting right now?
I've played
Don't tell
there.
anybody I asked that. Okay.
I've played Cedar Bluff.
Yeah. Chris, when he was just a little old bit. I usually took my steel guitar up there, but they told me they didn't want me to bring it anymore.
No, I think they like the guitar. They didn't like you. I'm just saying.
Oh, it was a pretty nice
Actually,
guitar.
I saw your pedal steel there several times. They just didn't let
They
you
didn't
come
want
with
you
it.
in there.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Well,
you
they're
don't
letting me
come.
sing.
They were brave, but they were also desperate.
They were letting me sing my 3 songs that I know.
You know, when I'm in the
Hey, get
studio,
up there and do one of those 3 songs you know.
It kind of narrows it down a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of makes you feel a little small.
Yeah.
Well, I'm working on a 4th one.
Yeah.
there you are.
And see, I was one of the ones that I can truthfully say in 1964 watched the Beatles on Ed Sullivan and wanted a guitar.
We did too. Me and Bill.
And I got
Watched it.
one. Yeah.
We all might all watched it together.
We watched it. I watched
No, we didn't
it.
watch it together because
You
I
watched it
remember
up on,
I remember sitting there in Appleby in front of that black and white TV and watched it, and it just shot electricity all through. I was 11.
But isn't that weird that the 3 of us were all connected up in there? What? So many people were watching the
sure,
Beatles that
sure.
night.
Yeah, I've got that show where they were on in that cabinet right there on VHS.
Well, that was a big one.
Yeah.
And I got a guitar for I think it was like a little old Montgomery Ward's Airline, something with a big guitar note drawn on it.
Yeah.
Something cost $14.
You remember those Sears guitars that had the amp inside the
Yes,
guitar
and the
case?
case.
Montgomery Ward.
In the case.
The ones that had that was
Montgomery Ward was
was
the
it?
one that had mostly that.
Yeah.
And
the
what
little case in.
Yeah.
Steve had one of the, and I've got one too now. The one he played when we played our little group,
Yeah.
Tasmania, was a
mine's a
Silvertone.
Silvertone. And
Yeah.
you know what? It was meant to be this way. I got rid of that guitar, sometime. The little Silvertone
Yeah.
Starburst, and got rid of it sometime down the road. And then we were playing Bullwinkle. I was going to say Moose.
Yeah. Bullwinkle.
Bullwinkles, and might have been Larry Neighbors or somebody come up and said, "Hey man, a friend of mine's got your old Silvertone guitar." And I thought, well, first of all, you got to be telling the truth, or you would know I had a Silvertone guitar and your friend hasn't, that it was mine. And I said, really? He said, yeah, man.
Running around. Wasn't many Silvertone.
And it was a 3/4 size.
Yeah,
it wasn't a full
I've got one
size.
just like it. I brought me one.
And I said, really? He said, yeah, my friend got it. It was your guitar. I said, tell you what, man, find out when we'll be coming back here sometime, and I'll buy it the minute I get here. Just please track that down for me. And we came back sometime later, and he came back and gave it to me.
Wow.
So that was my 8th grade Tasmanian, won the talent show.
Was it a black guitar?
No, Sunburst.
Sunburst.
Well, it was black with the yellow and orange Sunburst right in the center. Look, and it was looked like an old Stratocaster.
Yeah. But it was a 3/4. It was
It was a 3/4. It was just a little bit shorter than
I've got
full
Baby
length.
Taylor kind of.
I got a 3/4
Yeah,
Fender
probably.
bass.
Yeah.
By the way, in case you guys are hearing noise, it's because it's been raining the whole time we've been here. I just thought you should know that.
And that guitar that you had, that Silvertone, that of course you bought it used. You bought it from Ken Muckroy.
Bob Ken Muckroy and his mama built the
Built
the
the
cabinet,
amplifier.
built the amp
And
because
that
they were in the
was
radio TV business.
bad amp.
Yeah. And it was-
we've had the law come over to
Yeah.
Ricky Nelson's house when we were rehearsing
Yep.
and asking Steve to turn that thing down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that so did the principal
Yeah.
before we,
But me and him both, we was on that
Now,
stage.
did y'all have adventures together when you knew each other?
did we have what?
Adventures, like
Oh.
you knew each other as kids. Did
Oh
y'all
no, we played
fight over the
we
same
played the
girl
band
or
in
anything
high
like
school.
that?
No, he fought over a couple of boys, but it's a long time ago, and he's changed. I think. I
Well,
think. I'm just saying.
Well,
I don't want to bring it up. Homer's his
if
name.
it's over 50
Yeah.
years ago, I don't think it counts.
It
does it?
Well, it's over 50 years ago. I'll guarantee you. No, we that's pretty good rain right there. We had some adventures once we got out of school.
We got that super
Traveled
sport-
around.
super
Well, were y'all
sport friend.
friends in school?
Yeah.
Like
Oh
hangout
yeah,
friends?
and moved friends after school.
Yeah.
And then I moved off. I was one of those ones that, and we all know kids like this. You might have been two of them, but I never wanted to leave. Some of your friends say, "I can't wait till I get out of school. I'm going to Dallas. I'm going to move to Austin. I can't wait to get out of Nacogdoches." I never want to get out of Nacogdoches. I love Nacogdoches. I
You
tried to
wanted to
know.
work for Nibco till you
Yeah.
decided you wanted to sing.
What's Nibco do? Is that a cookie
Brass.
manufacturer? Sounds like a
Nibco.
cookie
Yeah,
manufacturer.
but they're hard to eat.
NIBCO.
They're brass.
That stands for Northern Indiana Brass Company Organization. Valves.
Everybody works there.
Valves, like a water valve on the side of your house,
Yeah.
or gate valves this big for an oil line. So
Wow.
it's brass valves, and everybody worked there, including me. So anyhow, it's we've known each other forever. Then I moved off and was gone forever, and I'm back, but I'm in Tyler, which is an hour away.
How did you meet your wife? Because you were talking about that was the best day.
Let
of
me
your life.
let me tell you what we were doing Nashville Now one night.
Crook and chase kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, it was an extremely popular show in the 80s. There was a stage band. Then Ralph Emery was the commentator, and they'd have 2 or 3 stars on there, guests on there each night, and it was a television show, and you watched it. My wife and her family came to the show one night that we were there, and I didn't meet her, but they were there that night. And once we started dating, she told me that I had these custom jackets made in Cleburne, and I was wearing one that night for the first time, and it was a denim duster. Guitar straps this side. This side was feathers and leather, just all decoration, all of the whole thing. But this side wasn't, because the guitar strap would tear it up. And I had it made. I thought I was going to like it, but I didn't. So, but I wore it that night. So we're at my house one night in Nashville, and we're watching some of the stuff. And she said, "We were there that night you wore that jacket." I said, "Okay, but I know I wore that jacket one time." So the odds of you being there that night, I guess it's possible. But one time, because I didn't wear it again. So on that show, every time I got ready for a commercial break, the band would start playing, and the cameras would pan the audience, setting up the commercial break. And we were sitting there watching it, and then commercial break comes up, and the camera hits the audience, and she's the first person they hit right there. Then her sister, then her mama, then her daddy. I said, "Well, I guess you were there."
Mhm.
So she met everybody that night in the band except me. And I don't, well, I guess they were out back
No
beating
particular
people.
reason, just-
No.
it just
I was
didn't
on.
happen.
I was on. It didn't happen. I was on the bus. Some of the band members were off talking to people. Why I wasn't out there, don't know. Not going to try to figure it out. I did not meet her, and came across her later when I was doing some working for a publishing company, and she worked for a publishing company across the hall. So we met. 22 years old, beautiful, and so we met. Then we started dating in '94, and we moved. We got married in April of '97, We moved back to Tyler in June of '97 and been there ever since. But when I left the music business, I told myself, when I told you, Ron said curve once, I said, nah, I'm hanging it up. So I said, you know what? If I'm not going to be in the music business, I'm going to go home. Because I knew I could do something besides pick a guitar. I could do anything I wanted to do.
A song in that.
I could do
I'm
it.
not going to be in the music business, and I'm going home.
Let's write that.
That's
Let's
right.
write-
Yeah, where's your paper?
Anyhow, so we got married and moved back here, and I went right into, I'm a contractor now, which is what I've been for the last almost 25 years, but it's in construction, it's residential housing. But we had a support system to move back to. My mother lived in Tyler, about 3 uncles, one of my brothers. So we had a support system to come. I could have come back here and almost did, but and if my mother would have still been living here, I probably would have, because I'm a mama's boy and home's where mama is. But she was in Tyler, so we moved there, and we met. Anyhow, we met in the music business, and she, she's a great girl. Gave me 3 beautiful kids, and she's as mean as his wife.
Oh,
And that's a
Mean as what?
she's as mean as your wife.
Oh,
now,
Yeah.
Different question. Like all those costumes you had from the girl from Cleveland, do you have any of those left?
I do.
Did you wear one next time?
Gave some of them. Oh, it'll fit. Gave some of them away. And see, my wife is way more into nostalgia and, oh, that's a ticket you signed when you were in the canyon. I want to hang on to it. It's a girl thing. They save everything. Well, I gave some of my jackets away. And I was bad about that. I was bad about giving stuff. I had 2 white Takamines. Because a Takamine is a fantastic road guitar. It's not a studio guitar. It's a good road guitar. They're durable. They hold up well. They play well. If you beat them up, you've only lost $600. And I ordered 2 white Takamines. I don't think anybody else had a white one. I had 2 white ones. And I gave one. I still got one. Gave one of them away.
I guess they were both right-handed.
Yeah, I guess they were. Yeah. And they played themselves. So that worked out. That worked out great.
Yeah.
But anyhow, she's ragged me a time or two because I gave some of those coats away. But I've still got several of them.
Now,
So
we should try to get you in the Country Music Hall of Fame in Carthage up there.
you know what?
Tommy Ritter Smith.
They were contacted several years ago with all the information. And it's been brought up again, I think, by Rose and some of the other fans by communications. Need to start pounding on them again, because the thing about the Texas Country Music Association, you don't have to have had 12 number 1 songs and made 7 movies. You're from Texas and you influenced people and you were productive and all that. And we were as qualified as anybody. I know Willie Nelson's sister is in it, and she plays piano for him.
Have you been to it?
Yes,
before? It's
yes.
Great.
We went there when Dale McCoy was inducted. He's a friend of mine. We were there. We went for that. Well, it was Dale McCoy, and it was separate time. Michael Martin Murphy was another one. So I've been twice because friends of mine were being inducted. And it may come around one day. I'd love for it to. Wouldn't that'd be great.
Well, it just made me think they have all those things everybody wore in those.
Oh yeah.
exhibits.
Oh, I've got several. I used to wear snakers.
Who?
Snake skin tennis shoes.
Dang, I've never even heard of that.
They're called snakers. They came out of California.
He was a streaker.
He was a streaker. Yeah. But if you've been a streaker in snakers,
Oh my goodness.
Streaking and snakers.
yeah, say that fast 3 times, then reverse it, say it 3 times.
He was sneaky.
But I wore those tennis shoes.
Were those custom made? Because I've never heard of them.
They were. They came out of California. My manager had some. It was a high top tennis shoe, and it was true snakeskin. And it would. I'm gonna use the word blonde isn't right. natural color, light colored snake. And I had red ones. I had black ones. My manager had yellow ones and blue ones. And then we got when you're in a band like that, you get endorsements from everybody. So I had a snaker endorsement. So I got them free. Had a snaker endorsement. I had a Ray-Ban sunglass endorsement because I wore glasses like Highway Patrolmen always wear from the 80s. And we had lots of endorsements, all bands. We had Dean Barkley string. Dean Barkley would send us sets of strings in a box this tall and this wide. Just whatever could. And that was always fun. Because you got free, those were the good old days.
I remember they'd take us to the Nike warehouse and different places like
Sure.
that. You just load up on all the shoes. Those days are over, I think.
Those days are over, but you know what? The memory isn't.
No.
The memory and the excitement of it will never go away.
Who would they take to
The like people like on my show,
Yeah.
they would take you over to their. You could just.
they
it's like
wanted those
Christmas.
things on your feet?
Like they wanted to see them someplace.
Yeah.
And you just came home loaded with just everything.
Yeah.
Sweatpants, all that stuff.
I wore the heck of, had a blue jean jacket that had the whole back panel of snake skin that I got from Snakers. Even though it was a blue jean jacket, the whole thing was the snake skin.
Wow.
But yeah, I've still got a bunch of that stuff. But if it wasn't for Rosemary, I wouldn't have. Because when I met her, I was living in Nashville. I mean, we've got stuff on our wall like you do. We've got pictures of doing this, and we won this award. Let's see, Billboard magazine, 89. They voted us vocal group of the year. Gave us an award one night on Nashville Now. We got several awards and all this sort of stuff. When I met Rosemary, I'm not the kind of guy that puts that stuff on the wall. I'm proud of it. I did it. I earned it. I fought for it. But I'm not the kind of guy that'll go put it all on the wall. That's just not
It'd
me.
be okay if it was in a box somewhere.
Yeah, because it was.
Yeah.
Because my place in Nashville, everything's a hill. So there was a basement garage, and then the middle level, then all the bedrooms upstairs. Well, in the basement garage under the stairs was a couple of boxes, cardboard boxes, just full of stuff. It was all my accomplishments, for lack of a better word. That was my life story through that time period. I had them all in boxes down there. I was proud of them, but I'm not going to hang them up. Boy, when I got married, they got hung up. And now they're hung upstairs at my house now in Tyler. It's down every wall. And I'm so proud of it, but I wouldn't do it. It's just not what I do. But anyhow, she did it. And
Did you build your own house?
I did.
Cool.
I did.
You're in Nashville.
No.
Here.
Tyler. In Tyler. Yeah, we built that house in 98. And I'm proud of it. I tell you how the Lord has plans for you. You know everything about him. When we built that house, downstairs, it's probably 2,100, heated and cooled, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. But we built an upstairs for a future. Had a set of stairs, run up, and then you get to the whole attic is floored for future. And you could walk up there and open the door, and you can see the wiring and all that installation out the other side there, because we had stud walls up and nothing was done. We were going to finish that one day. But we built the stairs, carpet and all, but you go up to open the door, it's just a big old attic. And then we decided to finish it several years ago. And said, well, we'll make a great big old game room. Well, that's too big. So we ended up making 2 more bedrooms and another bath and some big walk-in closets. Then we had twins. So I'm telling you, that was in God's plan. Y'all floor this while you're framing it.
Mm-hmm.
Floor it. And one day, he knew he was going to have twins one day. And then, because we only had 3 bedrooms downstairs. She always had one upstairs, one kid.
Right.
So it worked out great, and we love it, and we've been, me and Boatwright have talked about it. If the good Lord takes me before I get out of this conversation, I've had the best life in the world. So much to be thankful for. So much. So much.
I think we need to take a little break right now.
Okay.
So, Poogie and Maule, we got our special guest Steve Cooper on today, and we'll be back in a little bit.